My story should have ended on that mission. But somehow, I survived. Turned into some creature from my nightmares. The world I once knew is lost. My very existence is a threat to a cosmic order I didn't know existed. If heaven and hell want me dead, I won't go quietly.
This magic, I know it. It is not Magus new might. No, I know he's dead. He has to be. Yes, it is as I've least suspected. I've fallen victim to her. Of course, she would come to avenge him. She's here. This princess bride, hidden amongst the innocent. Pulling my strings as she spins her web of lies. The queen of nightmares. Magus Coincide. Now it's time for you to die.
What up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? Hope you're doing well on a Friday, as it's been a very busy one for us here at Riververse. Lots of stuff going on, things launching, things closing, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Tonight won't be here all night, but we're going to be chatting with you guys, being a little interactive, hollering at everybody in the chat. So I appreciate y'all joining us. Appreciate everybody's support. I do want to talk about Death Shroud a little bit, though I do know that this is more about closing out Yaira. We'll talk about that as well. Of course, I'm joined here with the writers of Yaira, Jen and Sylvia Soska. Ladies, how you doing?
Hey, so excited. I'm so excited, but I promise I won't spoil anything.
Yeah.
It must be crazy, though. Your girl's on her third issue, and she was just slamming Isom into a car the other day.
I know. They grow up fast, huh? They grow up quick. Speaking of not spoiling things, we're also joined by our own Andrew, creative manager here, as well as an editor here with us at the Riververse. Does a lot. Social media, does everything you can imagine really here at the Riververse. Andrew, what's up, man?
Hey, boss. Hey, ladies. How's it going? I am thrilled to be here to close out Yaira 3. Yes, Yaira has grown up very quickly, which is saying something because she's already 6'3". So, that she's a big girl, but yeah, slamming Isom into a car day one feels like just yesterday.
Yeah.
But I'm mainly here to keep you all in line.
I know, and I appreciate it. I get so excited, but I can't wait for the spoiler stream because, as everyone here knows, Yaira 3 is gonna make people have a whole bunch of feelings.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Really expressive towards the end. Blame the boss. He had a great idea.
But by then you've done so much stuff to Yaira, you're gonna be like, do you hate her?
Nah, we're just not going easy on her in this issue.
Yes, it's gonna be a good one. I can't wait for y'all to read it. Great story. It's gonna you're gonna have a lot of questions after this one, as far as where Yaira goes after this.
Mhm.
That said, yeah, I saw some people mentioning in the chat there that some of these are sold out. That
Mhm.
is very true. I keep telling y'all, stop snoozing or you lose. These are collections now. That's the point of the format, so we can get these out to you guys. Start getting them printed. If we haven't already greenlit the printing by the end of it, but we're moving on to the next collection. We get this stuff out to the customers and move on. Therefore, it is highly likely, not all the time, it really does depend on the project, but it's highly likely that items are going to sell out. Posters, I know, they may have, some of them may have sold out already, but for sure, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. I know that covers B and C are gone right now,
Gone.
so yeah, you snooze, you lose. But before we get going, of course, we have to give a big shout out to Chad Larson, our own Kanan White, as well as VK and Marion, everybody that worked on the Death Shroud project. Because Death Shroud, if you don't know, and I will go ahead and share my screen really quick, is the latest Rip Ascend project. And it is off to a phenomenal start. As you all can see, it is about to hit its sales goal. It is likely that sales goal gets hit by the end of the night. So thanks to you all. That's a big deal. It's a massive deal, because you guys come through. You show a lot of love for everybody that's publishing through Rip Ascend. And yes, we do know that we have our yellow flashes. Jay, we have Gary from Neurotic, who his project is coming up as well. And these guys, within their own right and with their own respects, have some pretty sizable audiences, obviously, right? And you're going to get some of those to come by the book. But what I love about what Rip Ascend is doing now is that we're in this position of where we can publish pretty much anybody's stuff. And not everything is meant to be some $1 million campaign. That's not really realistic. So the fact that you guys are showing up and we're about to hit this sales goal on day one is for Death Shroud. We know there's some of you guys out there that supported it. The initial campaigns that they had a few of those. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, Andrew has them right there. And just to give you guys some more information, this graphic novel includes all of those previously released pages, but it also has 96 additional pages of story. Okay. So
Wow.
it's a massive book. It's 192
This book is
pages.
thick with 3 C's.
Yeah, it's a massive book. Okay. So that's why we have a hardcover available for you all to go grab, but go check it out. You can learn more about the creative team. I mean, you see some of these pages. They're absolutely incredible. The work that again, big shout out to Chad and big shout out to the entire Death Shroud team. We have a poster available for you that was done by our own Kanan White. We have a shirt, of course, and like I said, we do have the hard cover that you can grab of Death Shroud Forged in Shadows Part 1. So thanks to all of y'all for making this a massive success on day one. Remember, this is almost $15,000 in just raw sales. No, shipping and taxes. None of that is included in this total. So we're about to hit our sales goal in the first day, and that's awesome for a project like this. We believe in the project. We want Death Shroud to continue as well. And those guys believe in it, and I'm glad that we were able to collaborate with them. Shout out to everybody, Carol, everybody that really was a big advocate of bringing Death Shroud over here. It was a no-brainer for me as soon as I saw everything. But I'm a big shout out to those guys, Andrew as well, really helping facilitate bringing these guys over and collaborating with them to publish Death Shroud through Rip Ascend, getting those eyes on it. And thanks to all of the Rippaverse family out there that's going out there and purchasing the latest Rip Ascend projects. So you guys are starting to see our variety, that we'll have some creators doing their own projects. We'll have some smaller guys that are doing their own project. And our goal here at Rip Ascend is to do everything that we can to send it over the finish line, make this a feasible project, profitable project, obviously, for these guys as well, because we want them to continue to create. And again, big thanks to all of you guys that are out there showing the love that you have shown. But today, again, rippersand.com. If you want to grab that, I saw that the link went out as well in the chat. But obviously today we are here to talk Yaira 3. And I love this book. By the way, we're closing on 8,000 total books sold. Pretty sure we're going to hit that by the end of the night. Go grab that. There's a lot of twists and turns here in this story. The story alone, I mean, if you read the previous installment, you know Yaira's seeing stuff and you know that there's something else going on, okay? So there's a lot of twists, a lot of turns. Soskas, so it's funny, someone asked me in the last stream that I did, what was one of the characters that, for the Homies podcast, asking me what was one of the characters that I love that I didn't create, that I had no hand in, was what the question was. I was talking about Stefania, but there's a lot of characters that the sisters here created as well that you're seeing. You see this guy. I don't know who this guy is. That's
I don't know who he is. No.
That's on this shirt.
Andrew? I don't know.
That is the correct response out of all of you.
His name's on this shirt.
I can't read that. I can't.
I'm
Glad you
not
all
sure.
lost your reading ability temporarily.
Not quite sure who this guy is, but there is a lot of cool new characters that are created. You see some of your favorites. You see familiar faces as well, characters that you all have seen, but you get a lot of new characters as well. That again, it's a very Yaira-centric story. It is after all about developing her, of course. We are eventually going to be able, once fulfillment starts, to reveal the Yaira 3 spoiler poster, which is insane. I can't wait for y'all to see, though. Got the Cleo poster, which I don't know if it's sold out yet, but it was like 2 of them left last time.
There was like less than 10 a few hours ago, so I gotta believe those are probably out of here now.
Yeah. So
wow. Thank you.
Some of these are gone. There's so much going on in all the merchandise, and I know that you guys are going to absolutely love this story. Ladies, I want to give you an opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about what you were thinking with Yaira 3 and the direction sort of that you were taking this character, definitely following the events of Yaira number 2.
Well, there is a reason why someone as powerful as the Ice Queen was laying so low and keeping such a low profile. And it wasn't until Stefania accidentally made it known that those powers were in Floor Spark that so many people brought their attention to Floor Spark. And this feels like a boiling over point for Yaira. I feel like all of the actions she's had are about to reach their harshest repercussions.
Yeah, and with Yaira 1 and Yaira 2, I think that in storytelling, it's good to arrive late and leave early, especially when you only have so many pages to tell a story. And I know that you all have a lot of burning questions for Yaira, and I believe a story is only as good as you tell it. And there's a lot of things, like I could tell you everything about Yaira in one sentence, but where would the fun in that be?
Right.
We have plans that span over like 10 years. And one of the biggest things that we were given was the task of, why is she an Ice Queen? Because you have a lot of these really kind of strong, distant, almost bitchy type female characters, and they never have a reason for why they're that way other than, I guess, men suck.
Yeah.
But they don't. Happy Men's Health Awareness, guys.
No, we love men. A lot of heterosexual love going that way to fellas and all your girls.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we wanted to give a lot of reasons for Yaira to be the way that she is, because what your past star is and your reactions to it and what your motivations are so much of who you are. And you're going to really understand Yaira after this, because you get a big slice of her past. You've been very curious about it. We've been dropping a lot of hints. When you read your Yaira 3, keep your Yaira 1 and your Yaira 2 close by, because there's stuff that's being fulfilled in Yaira 3 that you're like, oh, that was mentioned in Yaira 1 and I didn't understand it. Or in Yaira 2, I won't point any more attention to it, but someone noticed that a character called Yaira by a name that wasn't Yaira. And they're like, whoa, I wonder if that has something to do with who she is. And I can't tell you, but I wish I will very soon. It was so much fun to do Yaira 3 also. I think that it's not the end of her story, but the first 3 books really are like a big intro to who she is.
It really sets her up. And for you wonderful people who like doing reviews, you might want to do a review right after you get finished from Yaira 3, because I think you're going to have some very strong feelings about where we leave the Ice Queen.
Oh my gosh, if any one of you is brave enough to like read Yaira live to yourself or to your audience and experience it live, because there's going to be some of those record skip moments. I don't know if you've seen the movie Barbarian, but halfway through that movie, there's a like, whoa, what is happening moment? And with Yaira 3, there's a lot of whoa, what is happening moments. You will definitely find out what is real and what is not.
Yeah, and make sure that you mark it spoilers, because you don't want to spoil any of the fun surprises before people get their books. And guys, if you want to get your books first, make sure you get your orders in now.
Yeah. That's what you want to do. We do fulfill those that were within the pre-order window first. So be sure to go grab that right now. But the sisters bring up a fantastic point. It's a similar style or approach that I have, obviously, with ISOM as well.
Oh yeah.
As people had read ISOM 3, they're picking up on some things that were mentioned in 2 books ago in ISOM number 1. You're going to get a lot of that in Yaira number 3 as well, because it's almost a completion of a little mini arc as well. But to be fair, there are some, you're going to have a lot of questions, especially after the end of it.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have several questions, let's say. But it's a great story. Obviously, I couldn't be any more happier with where the sisters are taking this character, and again, some of the characters that they created to help drive some of the plot points is just they're just amazing. So a big shout out.
And thank you for the great involvement, because you owe it. Like, even with Stefania, you give these great notes and we're like, oh man, that's actually a great idea, let's do it.
The process just makes the story stronger every single time, and I'm always excited to hand in my drafts, which is different from my film career, because when I hand in my drafts I just kind of cringe and I'm like, it's okay, just do the notes, be a good soldier. But it always makes the product better and the book's better when we bring it to you, boss, because you care. You actually legitimately care.
Well, they're your characters, right?
And you have the vision for the future.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, that's what it's about here. I think we're all on the same page and on the same team, and that we want the best for all of our customers. So I think everybody appreciates, and just like I do, when something is put out there, appreciate some of the feedback that we get internally from each other. To really help try to elevate, if we can, some of these stories, right? And that's what I love about we're very collaborative here at the Rippaverse. Even if we're not writing the story, Soskas obviously are very, very involved with the Universe Bible. So a lot of people are going to be always leaning on them and their perspective to make sure things are obviously in line, and we're keeping up with our continuity. But we're very collaborative, and if there are opportunities, in the event that there's any opportunities for us to be able to, again, elevate these stories, improve these stories, make them even more epic, especially for our customers, we're all chiming in on each other's material, and that's what it's about, to try to put out the absolute best material that we can. Andrew, you obviously had a lot to do with some of the editorial stuff with Yaira. How did you feel about kind of how they, as in the sisters, were able to craft this lovely story?
It's been really cool to see Yaira evolve as a character and see her story expand, see the stuff that, because I mean, you set her up in ISOM 1 as giving us kind of an idea that, yes, we know she's a bit of a bee, but there's a lot more to her than that, right? And the Soskas did a really great job of fleshing out her world, because when you're dealing with a expanding comic book universe like we are here, rather than just one-offs, you're building worlds within worlds, right? So the Yaira story is Yaira's world as it exists within the greater Rippaverse world, right? And the Soskas has done a really good job of building that out, adding cool little facets here. I think Stefania is a fantastic character and a fantastic addition to the universe and to the lore. I think she's got a lot of room. She probably has more room to like grow and evolve as a character than most characters in our universe,
Right.
as far as like where they started her at and what now they can do with her. Because they started her like really low in terms of, yeah, we're making sure people like they know she's a bit of a hothead, she's immature, but that just means they get to take her through this whole arc, right? And they're doing
Right.
the same thing with
I love
Yaira
that.
as they expand out her backstory and everything as well. It's really cool to see all of that.
I agree, especially with a character like Stefania. She's really the first of a kind with our universe, and that when we first were introduced to her, rough around the edges, and she has an opportunity here, and she's still rough around the edges. Obviously, that's part of the arc, right? That's part of the redemption. Is that can you at all tame her? But it's cool to have that type of character that is being given this sort of opportunity to redeem themselves, obviously, and working alongside Alpha Core with Ingrid and Braxwell, and of course Brian Solari. So I love it. I absolutely love the direction that you guys went with this story, and I cannot wait for everybody to read it. I think you guys are going to thoroughly enjoy it. I do want to get to some of these just while we're chatting. I know we have some super chats. A bunch of them actually have come in, which is kind of
Oh wow! Thank you for
crazy.
being here. By the way, chat. I see all
Yeah.
the hellos. Mwah,
Hello,
mwah.
chat.
We love you.
Shout
I'm
out.
in you, but I'm also kind of here.
Right. So all right, let's see.
Oh wow!
Shout
I
out
guess-
Cajun Corey. We got a bunch of them. Like a bunch of them are coming in right now. We got
Gosh, thank
Cajun
you.
Corey
Save some of
says,
this money for buying a Yaira, guys.
yeah. You go buy Yaira for sure. Says, hell, Eric, and love to the Soskas. Great seeing y'all in Dallas. Always good seeing you, Corey. I'm looking forward to Yaira 3. Appreciate that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to so I know we'll see it soon enough. But again, I know we will. I know we announced a bunch of cons that we're going to be at definitely to finish out this year. We got the next one is Bell County. We got Space Con. We already have announced next year that we'll be back at MegaCon again. So it's going to be a busy time for us, which that's what it's about, right? So good to see you as always, Corey, and I cannot wait for you to read Yaira 3. I think you're going to enjoy it. Warren with a 2 says Yaira might need some therapy after this issue. She does go through. She goes through it.
Bit.
She goes through it. She really does. So
Gotta open up
perhaps.
to someone.
Thank God she has Altona, man. Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. That's helpful. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure with a 20 says, hell ripping the Soskas. Looking forward to Yaira number 3. Got Irene's cover. Shout out. Says I still need to set time aside to read ISOM 3. It's some massive book. So yeah, you kind of do have to do that. I'm looking forward to the conclusion of the ill-advised arc. Hell Riververse will appreciate that. I'd have to ask Brandon. I think Brandon was in the chat. I don't know where we're at. Brandon, if you hear this, he might be on the road, but message me if you get like, let me know how many, I guess, ISOM 3s are still out. Obviously we'll be planning our stream, spoiler talk and all that stuff, but I want to know how or fulfillment's at. So let me know. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure, though, I appreciate that 20. I think you're gonna love both Yaira 3 as well as ISOM number 3. I appreciate you always coming through, showing all the love.
Really got to carve out a whole day for reading ISOM 3 because it's a thick book.
It's a big book.
And it's so good, you don't want to put it down. So you don't just start it and then put it down and resume later.
No,
you can't.
No, it's great. Well, I like it because like the first 2 are putting everyone over, but the last one really focuses on Avery and Isom, and it's just like so good. You really get to know the guy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I loved Avery before, but you really fall for him and you see what kind of man he is in ISOM 3. And you get some background, no spoilers, but I will RSVP to that spoiler chat.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that. That's gonna be a fun one. That is gonna be
fun.
Yeah. Deborah with a 10. Love to see you here. It says so great meeting you, Eric, in Dallas, and the beautiful girls, Jen and Sylvia. Says I love you so much. Yaira's a legend. Let's go. Appreciate that.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
that.
Debbie.
Also meeting you as well, Deborah. Appreciate you. And yeah, also cannot wait for you to read Yaira number 3, which again we'll start some fulfillment on that as soon as possible. Obviously, you guys know that Great War. What is the book? It's Great War. Obviously, we have the Zaylan reprint. We should have some updates on that next week. Uh, but Great War is the last of the books. Some of the ISOM stuff as well. Last of the material that kind of got caught up in the like our old kind of print system. Brandon just asked me what I need. I'm just instead of
I'm
typing
messaging
it,
him
I'm
right
just
now.
gonna. Yeah, cool. Just let
I got
let
you.
them know. Appreciate it. But so yeah, part of that old system. We have a far more efficient printing and pre-press system right now, catching a lot of issues prior to them going to print, but also as far as that process with pre-press has improved greatly. And Yaira is one of the first books that you guys will see that's kind of part of the new system. But Great War 2 was part of the old one. So that's why we're still kind of waiting on getting some of that stuff. But we'll have some updates for you with Great War and when fulfillment's going to start on that as well. So appreciate that. But yeah, let's continue on. Thanks, Deborah. We have a 20 from Ninja Stewart says, thanks to you all at the Ripperverse for all your continuous hard work, loving the artwork, characters, and stories. Really appreciate the immersion and escapism. That's what we live for. That is what it's about. Says excited for Yaira 3 and ordered Death Shroud today. Thank you so much. That's what it's about. That's what we try to do here. It's about actually, we care about comics, right? Obviously, we're all comic guys here and gals. But one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we did was give you guys. It's not about us, really. It's not about ego or anything like that. It's not about us showing you all the cool things that we can do with your support. It's more about giving you a place to be immersed in and a place to escape. It's all about the comics. It's all about the story. It's all about these characters, and that's why we work so hard to deliver to you all, to give you a place to nerd out as well. We'll have some updates soon enough with some of the direction that we're taking the website. Lots of cool things happening with that. Membership stuff. So yeah, we want to just keep giving you guys a fun sandbox here, and I appreciate everybody that has continued to show all the love that you have shown. As far as Death Shroud, I just remembered Hero Stash is now active. Funny how that happened, because I didn't even know. I asked the question this morning, like, wait, is this live now? Dale was like, yeah. So it's live. The Hero Stash works on Rippersin. There was a lot of people that asked about that. A lot of you asked about that, and we wanted to got the devs working hard to make sure we brought that over, because it was one of the new features that we added, quality of life features with our website that a lot of people love, allowing you to delay your shipping, combine orders, do all of that. So yeah, that's active. So if you want to, leave stuff in your Hero Stash before stuff starts shipping, you are able to do that. So go rippersin.com, use that, and or you can just get it shipped immediately. It's totally up to you, but we do have that now active. I just read that one. Emily, as always, love to see you here. We have you 2 months says happy Friday, everybody. Love to see you here as a member. Appreciate that. Rod, shout out to Rod Looper, who
What's up, Rod?
he is the cover artist for Alpha Core 2 that you have seen. Says the art is stunning. You guys are rocking the comic book world. Long live to the Ripperverse. Shout out to Rod. Having the opportunity to some other stuff. Eventually, there will be proper times to show you all the cool stuff, but Rod's done some other covers as well that I think a lot of you guys are going to get an absolute kick out of. So big shout out to our man's Rod. And it's funny, I see someone in the chat already talking about the binder. We got the artwork for that. So I'm going to work on getting it colored. Probably reach out to our man's Marcos, get that colored, and then I'm going to send that off to our we obviously got to get some prototypes. I want to make sure this thing is right. And once we get the prototypes, I'll approve those. We'll put those up for pre-order on the website. So I can't wait for you guys to grab that. A lot of people asked about that. We have Sticks with a 10 says, damn Jenna Sylvia, how do you write so fast? It seems like Yaira 2 and 3 came back to back, not to mention Blood Ruth
There's
in there.
2 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That helps.
That's my secret.
Many hands make light work.
Eric. We just don't tell anyone that.
That
But
helps.
this is a dream job, and it's different from filmmaking, because in filmmaking you can rewrite a script 30, 40 times, maybe even, and many of those times might not even improve the script, and then you shoot it, and then whatever you have, you got to throw the script out because the script doesn't matter. What you shot is like the new script, and then in editing, it's a whole other thing. So this is an amazing process. Budget doesn't matter. Yaira can go into the sky, into space if she so wants.
She can discover Atlantis.
She can go underwater, and no crew members are complaining about, their oxygen supply. Like, wow, it's amazing. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's just such a joy that you can, and also we're planning very, very far in the future. So there's ideas constantly being pitched, and each one of the stories is kind of taking you a little bit closer to whatever our goals are as well. So I'm just so excited every time that I get anything approved. Not to say that I've ever had anything more approved than what you've already read. But that being said, it's just such a pleasure to get writing.
Yeah, and it's exciting. I mean, these characters are so good. There's so many guys that we want to write. So
I feel the hardest thing is just taking the story down into like, okay, you can only say this much in this book, and then save it for another story.
Yeah.
Right. No, good point. Great point there. But appreciate that, Sticks. And yeah, it also helps. Like, you got to understand the part that takes the longest generally in the process is obviously going to be the artwork, right? So, they're in this position where they can do their thing, and while the artist is working on the art team, whether it be the line artist or the penciler, inker, whoever, colorist, are working on letterers as well. Working on that, the Soskas are able to write other material as well. So that does help, but they also are quick. They also are very quick to come up with some concepts. So that speaks to their talent. So big shout out to you, Sticks. Thank you for that. Raider didn't say anything, but he did drop $58. $58.32 to be
Raider.
Shout out to Raider, man. Love to see you here. Appreciate you as always. In any chat that you are in, you always come through and show some love. I see our man's ass is in the chat as well. Writer on Saints and Sinners. He says, let's smash 8,000 books. Yeah, we're right there on the cusp of 8,000 total books. Covers are selling out, so be sure to go grab these while you can. Let me see how far. Yeah, we are less than 30 away from 8,000 total books.
Wow, someone buy 30 books.
Yeah, just buy 30. Just go buy 30. Cover these.
As you're a big YouTuber, you can afford it, right?
It's about 30 total books. Get us over the 8,000 book mark. Thanks. Shout out to my co-host there, as well as writer for Saints and Sinners. But again, Raider, big shout out to you for the 58.32, because that's not cheap. That is a lot of money to not say anything. Mr. Reese with a 10 says, on a side note, I want to give Kanan White his flowers for elevating and guiding Cliff Richards and improving his artwork for ISOM 3. Cliff did a fantastic job in ISOM 3. Well, I think people first got saw what it looks like when Kanan is an art director with Deborah's big improvements, right? She had a massive improvement. And yeah, we talked about it on stream before, and he's talked about it in detail from his perspective and how he is with these guys. These are all professionals. Everybody that we work with, like a guy like Cliff, who's been in the game for 2 decades, right? Plus doing stuff for big major publishers.
He didn't just roll off a DeviantArt yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. He's just not some random guy. No, this is a pro that has worked on the likes of some of the biggest properties, from Superman to Shazam, and Cliff had done everything. But still, there's always improvements, especially, naturally he's going to improve as he's drawing the character in the world more. He's going to naturally improve as he becomes more accustomed to it. But specifically with Kanan's involvement, that's his whole thing, is elevating. Like, it's not simply about just, hey, okay, we're here to edit. Oh, you got, fix his face. It's not just about that. It's, yeah, this is good, but we can do better. We can improve this. We can make this a little more dynamic. We can do whatever we need to do to make this just such a better experience. And the thing that I love, obviously, everybody that's here that works here at the Riververse, they're all professionals. You've heard everybody talk about this, and like nobody's taking anything like personal there. When it's like, okay, we can take this to the next level. But Kanan's involvement, I love that you guys are seeing that, because we first brought him in, he was just an artist. But when I made the decision to pitch really to him, he didn't have to accept it. But being like making sure that from the just being an art director and really hammering that home, man, he helped elevate these guys' games so much. He's a guy that actually cares. Obviously, Cliff does, but Kanan cares about this universe. He cares about these characters. He cares about these artists, and they appreciate working with them and the relationship that they've been able to build over this year and some change that he's been an art director. More than that, so yes, I'm glad that you saw that improvement there from ISOM 1 to 3. Some of the action scenes in ISOM 3 are absolutely insane.
Oh yeah,
they're insane. They're absolutely insane. So some of the best stuff that he's done, he believes that some of the best stuff that he has done. Some of the character that you see, again, not going to spoil the character that you see in cover C. Some of the fight scenes with that character are so dynamic, man, and he really did step it up. He stepped it up a notch. He really did. He stepped it up a notch. So big shout out to Cliff, Deborah, Joe, Fabio, all of the artists that are here doing work with the Riververse. Some of the many names that we haven't mentioned. Obviously, all the team that's part of Saints and Sinners, Will Conrad, Dio, everybody. Everybody's doing such a phenomenal job. And also big shout out to Igor, because Igor has also stepped in a role, in the editorial role, helping assist Kanan with some things as well. We have to give a big shout out to him. Awesome dude. All right. Speaking of another creator here, he's working on some work right now. Shout out to Jinx. He is the artist for both covers A as well as the hardcover for Saints and Sinners. He's also done some other stuff. This guy is a phenomenal artist. I love working with him. He's become one of my favorites to work with on some things. And he has this thing that he's working. I'll just tell you the project is for Norfolk. I'm not gonna tell you what though associated with it that he's doing, but he has a Norfolk thing that he's working on right now. Phenomenal artist. Big shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping by. But this guy's a phenomenal artist, and like I said, I just love everybody that's here, man. Everybody's here. It's fun to work with. So yeah. Appreciate you stopping by, bro.
Team boss.
Yeah, you do.
Less than 1K away from 300K on Saints and Sinners.
Less than 1,000 away. 1,000 away
that
from
team.
300K. Wow. For Saints and Sinners. That's pretty. That's
damn.
That's nuts.
Thank you, fans.
It keeps going. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Biggest dono of the night from Sticks. $100. And there's no message.
Wow. Thank you.
What a
Hey,
legend.
brother. Appreciate that cockiness, man. Stopping by, dropping $100 and not saying anything. I wish you would have said something, but hey, I appreciate it. I respect it as well. That you come by and you don't say nothing. But thanks, Sticks, for the $100. That is not cheap. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate everybody showing love to the channel, and obviously we're funneling a lot of content through this channel these days, where a lot of my focus goes. It's not even about mods anymore. I post videos every now and then, but we care about the Riververse. It's all about trying to have some fun with you all. Shout out to Gothix, also helping put out updates and various videos, lore videos as well. Big shout out to her. So thanks to all of y'all that are here with us live as the channel continues to grow. And big shout out to people like sticks who drop $100 and they don't say anything at all. It's me, okay. Shut up with a 5. Says spoiler warning for card deck number 4 before reading guys something. Well, that's what the cards are supposed to do. Like that's why you got to get them, right? You got to get the cards because they're going to give you a little bit of insight to some of the stories. So yeah, generally speaking, that's what.
Warning. There is a warning. Behold, like careful about opening that.
Yeah.
You might get spoiled some stuff.
That's true.
Your destruction.
Exactly.
Andrew has no jurisdiction over a document.
Yeah,
he is a free agent, and we work for him.
Maybe I'll grab jurisdiction. I will co-op jurisdiction. Then I'll just change my name to Documandrew. There it is.
I like that.
I like that a lot, actually. But yeah, so with the cards, generally speaking, yeah, you do want to read the story because usually the book and some of the previous books, but the books or collection that's this deck is a part of is going to have some information about the characters from that book. So generally speaking, if you don't want to be spoiled with something that's going to happen in that book, wait till after you read it. Read the book before you read the cards as a general standard. But yeah, that's the point of those cards. We wanted to put some value in those. Obviously, they're cool. They got a lot going with the whole lenticular design and everything. They turned out so well, and they continue to improve, by the way. But we want to add value because it's not just about you're getting a cool card. It's also you're getting some information that generally hasn't been we haven't talked about. So make sure you go grab those. They have some cool information. So yeah, thank you. We have Rice Art with a 5. Says Sylvan Jan, thank you for sharing my Yaira. Now I'm going to draw Saoirse. Okay.
Ooh.
I want to see
Thank
that.
you for your art.
Looking forward to your Saoirse.
I want to see that. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate it. I love seeing that. Love seeing you guys' fan art and everything. So yeah, keep sending those our way. We love to share those out, retweet them and such. Night Saber with a 2 says, hell, Ripper and the Soskas sisters. Hey, ladies. Shout out.
Hey, Night Saber. Love you.
Yo. Warren says Cleo card and Dogeman 4 spoiler. All the cards are spoilers.
They're all
all of them spoil something. That's more of the point for them. It's like with you would have known if you got the first deck of cards, for example, you would have known about the Great War separation being a thing and Brian playing a role in them before that book had come out. Because that came out with the very first deck. So
that was one of the big early spoilers.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
You have them all documented, don't you?
No. I have them documented.
There you go.
I love it.
That's a good
shout out.
Good.
Crease, what's up, man? Says Young Ripper, thank you, bro, for yesterday for coming on the For the Homies podcast. My sisters, I got the message and we will keep in touch. Y'all rock, Ripper. Thank you. Hey, shout out to you. I had a lot of fun at that podcast yesterday. Asked some phenomenal questions. I love to do stuff like that. You asked some great questions, got some great insight there. We got to talk about some even non-reverse related stuff. So yeah. Appreciate that. Shout out to you, Crease. And yeah, sisters, they say they're down to get on your podcast. So I'm sure
you ordered us to last stream while you're on the podcast.
That kind of did happen. That kind of did happen. Not wrong.
Happening.
Eric DeGuapo, what's up, bro? Says Tabletop RPG. Does that mean minis are on the way? So it's funny that we ended up linking up with was it MegaCon? No, it was Fan Expo that we were right next to a couple that did a bunch of like minis, right? Like that was their thing. That's what they were selling and they manufacture. And so yeah, we got some cards. We got to talking about some stuff. So we'll see. I've been trying to do a little more research on that, and we will see what happens. But I am game. If there seems to be a big audience for that type of material, yeah, I'm down. Shout out to Eric the Guapo. Love to see you here. Man's Edwin's also here in the chat. He says just ran the numbers for campaign collection sales 2005, 85,000. But holy cow,
Oh, wow.
85,000 books in 6 months. That's crazy. It says $2,900,000. Says the 100,000 book mark could come in July. Yeah, because we got some releases that are on the way. So that very much could happen. You talked about this, Edwin. I shout out to you. You show a lot of the numbers, putting the numbers in perspective. And yeah, this is all just collection sales. So I'm pretty. I mean, it's really safe to say we're over $3 million in sales, just generally because obviously we sell a lot like after the campaign or collection closes. We have a lot of day-to-day sales. So thanks to you for putting that stuff into perspective. We have talked about this a million times that this has been our most successful year thus far. We always are looking to improve. This has been our most successful year financially, obviously in books sold. It makes sense considering that we're releasing more material, but just in general, our customer pool continues to expand as we get more options every day. I'm seeing that, hey, I never got a Ripperverse book, but this book right here, for a lot of people, it was like Bloodroof, for example. That was the first book that they got in on, and that sent them down the rabbit hole. Or they're like, this is the book that I want. I'm not necessarily interested in the other stuff. And that's fine with us, as our kind of motto here is, we're going to always have something for you. Doesn't mean that you're going to enjoy. We do love our diehards, that our lifers that get everything that we put out. But we do understand with some people, it's just going to be a title or two or three that they keep up with. And we appreciate you still for doing that. But, people are starting to gravitate towards their taste as we have more titles and more options. This is why we're trying to explore more options. You got like Dirty Deeds and that, and some of the sci-fi stuff. Zaylen obviously entered into that realm. We have the detective noir stuff with a guy like Salvage as well. You obviously have Yaira. You have Isom, Horseman, No Powers. So it's different options, right? Gooding. We have so many different options right now. And that's what it was always about. I was really trying to sell the entire audience on, with the release of Isom #1, that this is about the universe. This is a connected universe, and therefore it's not the Isom verse. It's not just about Isom. It's not just about Yaira. These they may be our two most popular characters right now, which is great. But we always wanted to give people options and explore different genres, and that's what's been very, very cool to see as everybody starts to gravitate towards their taste and the titles that they really, really want to keep up with. So we're going to keep expanding on those options as well. So be sure to be on the lookout for some of the cool things that we are going to be doing.
Yes,
We have
cursed money aside, you guys. If you don't have enough to get Sylvie's book, that's okay. But you might want to start pooling. You're the cursed money now.
Your Black Eye Club money, just keep it on layaway. And you know what? It's the gift that kind of pays you back because it brings so much enjoyment into your life.
But you're gonna want everything from the cursed collection. You're gonna want the shirt, if there is a shirt.
The shirt. There's all merch. It's gonna be, both of them are loaded. We got everything that you would generally expect for both of those. And a big shout out to again, Andrew's helping out on some of that stuff as far as the editorial.
Hell yeah.
Facilitating some of these as both of those books are in full production right now. So it's
crazy
really,
good art
really
on
cool
both of them too.
Yeah, both of them have some awesome art. Big shout out. And I love, it's like you see it's really, really cool when you see just a line art, and then the colorist starts to come in and then it really sends it to the next level. You're like, wow, this is so good. So yeah. We got Night Saber though. Says, how about a Ripperverse chess set? Thoughts? Yeah, but I can't even say it'd be Horseman theme, but the Knight has to be like Horseman.
The Knight would have to be Horseman,
that would have to be Horseman themed for sure. I mean, yeah, I'd be down for something cool. I'm always looking for like new merchandise options. We are going to be exploring a lot of things this year. I'm not going to NDA myself. I don't think Andrew even knows about this project either. Anyway, but there is.
It's okay.
There is something that a lot of people have asked about or asked for. That we got some of the prototype stuff for, and at the end of this month, I should be getting like some like even more like, okay, what is this going to look like? And I cannot wait for us to put this out. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at now, is that we're going to be trying a lot of fancy stuff with cool different merchandise items. Yes, the apparel, those are our big sellers. People love the wall art as well. I had a guy come up to us at at Fan Expo Dallas, and he's like, "Hey man, I need more posters. I got this wall. I need more stuff to put on it." I'm like, "All right, I got you." So we love to put the posters out. We love the apparel. Obviously, you love to see you guys rocking the Rippaverse gear when you show up to the cons. But we're also trying to get a little more fancy, if you will, with our stuff. So there's going to be a lot of different cool cool merchandise items that we are going to be putting out there. Know somebody brought up a car bonder again. That is on the way. Again, I got to get some prototypes with that soon enough. But yeah, that one's on the way. But yeah, just a lot of cool things that we're going to be doing this year. So yeah, maybe a chess set isn't totally unrealistic. All right, let me do some refreshing here and see where we are at with Yaira number 3. All right, we are 21 books away from 8,000.
Yes.
Total books sold. I am going to
Thank you.
pull this up right now.
Thank you, Az. I'm sure you bought like 9 of them for us.
Yeah, might as well just get the I want it all. Actually, it might not even, it's not available technically because, well, you guys, some of y'all missed out on those other covers. That's why you got to get in early, man. Some of y'all be procrastinating and you be hitting me up with my DMs talking about, "Hey man, can you put this book back up for sale?" I'm like, "No, I can't. It's sold out."
It's gone.
Stop procrastinating, guys. But thanks. We're almost
The
at
shiny
8,000.
cover always goes, man. That cover,
Yeah, those are inevitably that's what a lot of,
sleeps on the sea.
right. A lot of people get those, especially with the CGC copies. They love to get those as their CGC copies. Generally speaking, our cover Cs are the most popular. You just want some insight. They're the most popular CGC item across the board. So be sure to grab those while you can. Let me see, where are we at? So yes, B and C is still sold out. Cover A is still available. Cover D, of course, is our mass print, so that'll always be available even after these sell out. So yeah. Thank you so much for all of the love there. Let me, I just saw oh no, it's not a super chat. It's 10 gifted subs.
Woo!
I think I got one too. Thank you, Mr. Reese.
There you go. Even staff is getting I'm gonna get this refreshed here, but we are almost at the goal. I know, again, it's all about Yaira, but we are almost at the goal for Death Shroud. Let me
we're 470 bucks away.
Yeah,
470 $70 away. Wow. Less than 500 away. So go grab that while you can. Big shout out to Mr. Reese again with the 10 gifted. Welcome everybody that became a member, including Rod. One of our cover artists also just became a member because of that. How many covers are left? I would have to see. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm almost positive that if not tonight, shortly after, that cover A is going to be gone. Now, as we always say, there's potential, there's opportunity. Maybe after the collection closes, or rather fulfills, and we start getting everything out to you guys, there's potential. We of course reserve copies for damages and things like that. We don't want to oversell, so we always shoot under. And well, I won't say always. Sometimes we get it right on the money, and there's just not any more available. But there's a chance, opportunity. This is why we always encourage you, especially to show up at some of our events, because if we only have like 10 covers left, usually we're just going to save those for a live event instead of putting them on the store. And so you can get those. Maybe you have a chance to get those at one of the cons. So yeah, go grab that. Thank you so much for all the love that you guys have been showing for Yaira number 3. I believe, I don't know if both posters are sold out yet, but let me see if Cleo is. No, you still can get the Cleo poster, which is great. Spoiler poster.
Oof.
Which, man, it's so good. Shout out to Kanan. I can't wait for y'all to see this.
Oh,
Looks like you can still get that as well. It is in stock. So great.
There must be like 2 of that left.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. It's like it has to be like 2 of them left. It can't be that many. that are left. So go grab those while you can. There's some CGCs as well. Let me see how many of those
Oh,
that
can
we
you get
have.
DMC and CGC?
Where no, those are
Nope.
sold out.
Oh,
CGC as
wow.
well.
They're
They
out
are
of here.
sold out.
Damn.
CGC. So yeah,
Y'all need to get a little faster.
you
Sorry.
got to be quicker than that. You got to be quicker than that. So yes, you can still get covers A and D of Yaira number 3 as well. There's some other CGC stuff that's available that's signed by the sisters in Ripazine issue number 4. Of course, we have that available for you there with Catch and Kill, which there's obviously plenty of copies there left still. But we've known today, or we've seen today, that pretty much across the board, there's a lot of y'all buying various things. So these stuff is starting to go out quick. So be sure to grab yours while you can. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out. So yeah, I do want to talk about, just because she's on the poster. I saw someone in the chat ask about this, like, Cleo needs to get her own story.
What
Cool.
an interesting idea.
What a you know what I'm saying? Like what an interesting and very intriguing idea there. But cool character, obviously tying into some of the mythology and bringing this character into the Riververse. Obviously making it unique to the Riververse. Big shout out to Vince. He's also the cover artist for the Sersha cover that you guys saw.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Vince for this lovely Cleo poster. What like was it just the mythology that really wanted you to bring Cleo kind of into our universe? But what were you guys thinking with that?
Well, for one thing, it was character motivations, because every character has, or every person even in reality, has something that matters a lot to them. And we needed to give Neptune something that meant everything to him. And Cleo is someone that he loves very much. If you know a little bit about mythology, Neptune came here, found Cleo in Atlantis, decided that the Atlanteans were superior to the other humans, and married her.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's also a similar storyline to what Yaira had with Gorm. Neptune met Cleo and decided to do something totally different from the way that Yaira handled that she had a super long life. Neptune
Good point.
didn't like that. And it's always nice to see your two different characters being in the same situation, making vastly different decisions and then putting them all together. It's kind of like in Spider-Man 2, how they handle it. You know, they had the same thing but different, and they handled it totally different.
Yeah, they handle loss very, very differently. And also, it always frustrates me when there is a super powered character like Neptune. He doesn't think like a human.
No.
And you might fit. I'm pretty sure in Yaira 3, you're going to understand his thought process just a little bit better. No spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't think like, oh no, I
shouldn't do that.
I did something very, very bad. No, all he thought is, I will do whatever it takes to keep Cleo with me forever. And he sure did.
Yeah, and that definitely had an effect on Cleo, and where her story may go after this, who knows?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Cleo, because she's a little bit like Captain America in the way that she was taken out of time for a while. She was trapped under the ocean. And she's by no means an unintelligent character, but she's just a bit of a fish out of water. So she does.
That's a good pun.
I'm so proud of you. I was about to make that.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. I do have a positive influence around.
I waited the whole stream for that for you.
Fish out of water. That's
Yeah,
weird.
but she is a bit of a fish out of water. You're gonna find out how she deals with this world, because it's different to her, and it's different from what she assumed it to be as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool character. Cool. I love the design. Big shout out to Marcos.
Marcos.
He's in the chat
Great
as well.
design.
He designed probably one of the best looking characters I think of ever in this book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's that one.
That one character, yeah.
That one thing, yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but man,
I kind of do want to spoil it,
I
but
do
Andrew's
too!
like right there.
Look at
But you're not gonna.
We're not.
I cannot wait for the spoiler stream, honestly.
It's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited about it too, because again, there's a twist there, and like I said, there was I chimed in. I try not to chime in on a lot of stuff, only when obviously, absolutely, I feel like, oh, I got this decent idea, and I usually I put it in form of a pitch. Try not to be demanding. Like it's not my editorial style here. It's more of, okay, what about this? What if we did this kind of thing? And yeah, there's a thing that the sisters went with at the towards the end of this that was I had a little bit of influence on. And like I say, if you don't like it, you can don't blame them, blame me. Blame me.
Huge
No,
influence.
it's exciting, and blame us too because we loved it.
Yeah, at the end, the first
Yeah.
ending was crap in comparison to the new
Oh,
ending. The new ending
yeah.
was beautiful.
I remember when I finished doing the little add-on, I was like, the story was incomplete without this little bit of like, hey, what if? It's just like the little beat with Stefania in Yaira 1, where it's like, what if,
you see her praying.
Yeah, what if you see her faith? Because she's wearing a crucifix through the entire thing. And I love subtlety, but it's like, let's just make sure people know that she does have a faith, and it's the thing
Absolutely.
that's trying to draw
to
her into the light.
Yeah, it's the only life preserver she has in the life that she's chosen. Really,
Yeah, and
that she still can
chosen-
rely on God.
Chosen is a rough term too, because Stefania does the best with the choices that she has presented to her. You'll find out that she hasn't had a super easy life. Usually when you fall in with a gang, it's not everything is going 100% perfectly.
Yeah, her abuela tried.
Yeah, that's for sure. And yeah, she's holding on to a lot there. And like I said, her growth is really intriguing. I think she's become one of my favorite characters here. And I think the audience can say that as well. So I think y'all like Stefania. But yeah, you're going to get a little more Cleo. Obviously, you see her there in some of the promotional art. Some fun things happening. Some very fun things that are happening with or in Yaira 3, and I cannot wait for you all to read it and learn more about some of the characters that are on cover A. You're going to be learning about this character that's on that lovely cover C there. Can't wait for you.
What is for all these people?
I have no idea who that character is, but they must be some. They're on the cover, so they must be important in some capacity. I'd imagine. But yeah, you're gonna learn more about some of these newer characters again, because it's all about Yaira. It's very Yaira centric, and I just can't wait for you all to read it. I know I keep saying that, but I'm really antsy to talk about some of that stuff. By the way, 17 books away from 8,000 total books sold for Yaira number 3. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Okay, we have Garfield's Bizarre Adventure as well with becoming a new member. Shout out to you. Love to see you here. As I always say, Plant Vortex with a 2 says any chance for display posters. I mean, I'm guessing you mean display the company, not like a knockoff. I haven't had any communication with them. It's funny that I guess I should revisit some of my contacts because you know me, as I was growing as a YouTuber, they were one of the companies, and I never went the sponsorship route, and I never went did any of that. But obviously, I had countless amount of different various companies that were reaching out to me. This plate was one of those. And I would be very interested to revisit that now that I don't know, I own a comic book company. Maybe going back to some of those communications to see if there are some collaborative efforts there. We'll see. That could be intriguing. There's a ass liar. Yeah,
famous last words.
Yeah.
Ask, we need you to buy like 17 more copies. Where are you?
Yeah. Send this over 8,000, almost closing in on as well as $230,000 in total sales for Yaira number 3. So appreciate y'all. Y'all have been very supportive of Yaira, very supportive of the projects as well. I love that we're getting some people have asked about like ISOM 3 and are you going to do more collected works? We did our first bit of collected works with the Trinity, and now that we wrapped up with that arc, are we going to do some more? And the answer is obviously yes. We know a lot of y'all love the trades and love some of the hardcovers of the collector works. Yaira being another one as well. Now that she has her 3rd issue, that's done as well. So perhaps we will entertain that going into the future. We'll see. But there is going to be a lot of opportunity to do like some bigger books and collected all of that, obviously. So really, really excited about where the company is going, because we're starting to get up there in issues with the Yaira. We know that Alpha Core 2 is on the way. We know the Bloodruth 2 is on the way as well. So you're starting to get up there with some of those books. Even the Ripazine is on its 4th issue. So I'm really loving what's happening right now. So again, bear with us as we continue to grow. We're trying to speed up. Not doing so much to where we're biting off more than we can chew, but we are trying to do the best that we can to keep you guys entertained and keep you guys satisfied with the direction that the company is going. Okay, so we have Brandon just mentioned that we have about 800. I was curious about this. About 800 total orders left with ISOM 3. I don't know. He'll have to narrow that down. I don't know how many of those are within the pre-order window. And some of those are after. Obviously, there's going to be more ISOM 3s that people are buying after the fact. So I don't know the context of that. I'll let him grab that. We'll see. All right. Says just heads up, ordered Death Shroud, and for some reason shipment was over triple what it usually is. Might be wrong setting somewhere. Can't wait for Yaira number 3. Ordered every book so far. When you say triple, like what exactly does that mean? Are you talking about with multiple items? I love to look into it. I need a little more information. Please send some messages in so we can do some testing. Obviously, this is a massive book. So we're a little limited on some of the like different shipping options that we usually have, like the cheaper option, like the FedEx One rate and stuff like that we generally do. Like y'all have seen that package, and we do put a mailer in a mailer there, but that mailer can only fit so much because again, the book is massive. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. Obviously, it's one of the biggest books that we've released so far. He said one book usually $8. Yeah, that's the FedEx One rate. Said shipping was about 30 for the cheap for one single book. Then that doesn't sound right. For one single book, that doesn't sound right. Again, let us know if you don't mind.
Send him a support ticket.
Yeah, thank you. To what Andrew just said, send a support ticket so we can look into that, because that doesn't sound right. I didn't see that in any of the testing. To be fair, I'm not that involved in that. I only really do it surface level with the devs, and everybody that works with the devs do that. I didn't see anything that high, but I would love to look into it. So please reach out to support and let us know kind of where it's going and everything, because yeah, that very well could happen. It's not always a you thing. Sometimes it's like, some settings off and we didn't do it. But yeah, it was always going to be more than 8 just because of the size of the book. It's an absolutely massive book, so it doesn't fit in our one rates, but it's still 30 that's excessive. If it's going anywhere in the US, that's absolutely excessive. So please give us a holler. We love to look into that for you. So appreciate that. All right. Heistman became a YouTube member. Welcome. Appreciate y'all all becoming members. So yeah. Zeus says, I have it in my cart right now. My shipping options are 823, 959, and 60. Yeah, which is probably the 61's one of the maybe what is it, DHL or something like that?
It's probably
domestic.
DHL, yeah.
Domestic. So yeah, I would love to know where it's going. So Zeus is seeing proper. That sounds about right. To get one Saints and Sinners book. 823, 950. That sounds more right for a domestic shipment. But 30? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but I would love to look into it for you. So please send in a support ticket so we can at least give it a shot and take a look at what's going on, because again, that doesn't sound right at all. Okay, yes, 15 away from 8,000 total books sold. So go grab that. Bruce also confirmed FedEx ground 938. Yes, for me. So he's going to Alaska.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that changes some things for sure. But it still sounds like it's hella high. I'd still like to look into it, but yeah, Alaska obviously does, just because of the location, typically is pricier. But I don't know. I don't know. I love to look into it though. But yes, 15 away from 8,000 total books sold for Yaira number 3. right now we still have available covers A and D, I believe. Let me make sure I didn't make that up. Yes, covers A and D. So you have the Rini cover
Oof.
there, and you have the Jack Herbert cover, who was the artist for Great War Separation. He did actually a bunch of. I got like I am sitting on like I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm stacked up on so many Yaira covers right now. We have some really good ones with some pretty reputable artists actually that we have not used. We've had since like Yaira 2 days, but we haven't been able to use it just because we have so many of them. Jack's another that I have like I know at least it might be 3. I know I have at least 2 other Yaira covers that have been unseen from Jack Herbert.
We'll get writing, boss. Sorry.
Yeah, please. So I can probably put these up. But yeah, we I don't know why we're stacked up so high on those covers. I did, by the way, just get a confirmation from Brandon. So only 30 orders left, I guess, within the pre-order window.
Nice.
That are shippable. So either they're not in the hero stash or they can go out immediately. Perfect. I love to hear that. So only 30. Pretty sure probably going into Monday we'll get all of those, the rest of those out, and then it's we'll probably give you a week, put out our review video, and then we'll do our spoiler talk.
Hell yeah!
So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Consider my RSVP responded to.
Let's go. Let's go. I want to get as many to talk about that because I really want to know everybody. I want to be able to nerd out about that story. Because
so
again, it has so much
There's
happening.
this one part I can't talk about, but it gave me chills when I read it, and it pisses you off at the beginning, and then towards the end, you're like, "Oh, dang!"
Know exactly which
Yeah,
part you're
right?
referring to. Yep.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. We got Zion with a 10 says Soskas sisters. Shout out.
Mwah.
Shout out. Zion, thank you. Okay. So yes, we are almost at 8,000 total books sold. If you don't mind, go pre-order. About 3.5 hours or so left in the collection. This is going to be ending around 11 p.m. Central. So yeah. Javier says his in a hero stash. He's waiting to ship it with Great War 2. Smart man. EC says his is coming tomorrow. Okay, that's awesome. Love to see that. So yeah, we'll probably give another week or so. Let the spoilers like build up, and then we'll have a stream. We'll have a big stream, and we'll talk everything ISOM 1 to 3.
Yes.
I cannot wait to talk about, because now we got context, right? There's a lot of things that are like, it's a direction, right? It's a story at the end of the day. I'm taking you through this journey. And we had to cap it off with ISOM number 3. And yeah, I think we ended it in a great way. So
hell yeah. I can't wait to tell you my favorite part, boss.
Yeah. For readers of the actual story, you can tell us your favorite part. I love that. So yeah, bear with us there. And we'll talk everything. ISOM, if you didn't hear me talk about it earlier with Zaylin, hopefully I have an update next week. I feel really good about an update next week of having the reprints ready so we can put that back up for sale. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. The mass print will be going back up for sale, but I want to get them in hand first. Make sure all is good, and then we'll ship those out. So yeah, or we'll put them up for sale so you can buy them, and then we'll ship them out immediately as those come in. So yeah. All right. What else? I feel like I'm missing something. Great War 2, which again caught up in the old system, so we're working on some stuff. We'll have that ready to rock soon enough. I actually need to talk with Brandon about again, caught up in our old system. So there's some things that we need to discuss there internally about that to kind of see where we're at with Great War 2 so we can finally start shipping that out.
Horseman 1.
Oh yeah, Horseman.
Yeah.
Working on that as well. Again, we now have a new print option, or it's part of a new system. Let's say that, and so those are actually that might have been the first book that got submitted for that. If I'm
I
thinking,
think
if
so.
I think Horseman was the first one that we submitted for that. So we should have that. We're for sure gonna have that by the end of the month. And once we get those, check them out, inspect them, make sure everything's good. And then we'll get to sending those out. We also obviously have to get some signed by our man Chuck Dixon. We have a new process with that. He's willing to do more CGC. So yeah, we're
Awesome.
gonna make sure that you are taken care of there. But yeah, that's all we have going. Obviously, you have Saints and Sinners. Ribazine number 4, which is doing excellent right now. Thank you all. Really love where Ribazine 4 is going, closing in on those 2,000 books. So remember, if you are a member, you can redeem this with no additional cost. So be sure to be sure to get that get Ribazine. You don't have to pay extra for it. Now the collector's edition, if you want that, you would. But the base edition comes with your membership. It's one of the perks. Be sure to grab that while you can. Okay, ladies, if you don't mind, sell us again on Yaira without spoiling, obviously.
Sell
us on sell us on Yaira 3 for this little final push as we are almost at 8,000 total books sold.
Well, I will say that not picking up Yaira 3 and having Yaira 1 or 2, even if you haven't gotten in on Yaira, you have to get on it, because it's like working all month and then saying, I don't want my paycheck. That's fine. I don't really need it, because Yaira 1, 2, and 3, they go together so beautifully, and it's all been setting up a very grand story, because there's going to be moments where you're like, oh, I thought they just didn't know what they were doing when they did such and such. And I'm like, no, I did such and such because of so and so. And then you're going to see these pretty big moments. I also, I'm a big fan of characters not being like, ooh, I am bad guy because I am bad. They have motivations.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, I'm not a good guy just because I woke up and said, you know what, I should be a good person. They all have their own motivations. And Yaira's past is very complicated, as are the characters within them. And I'm very touched by the fans really gravitating to a lot of those comic characters, because many of them you haven't seen the last of. And even more so, you don't, if you think you know them, you don't. You don't know their backstory. You don't know what's happening. You don't know all of their motivations. And with Yaira 3, you're going to get like half the cake. You're going to get such a huge slice of cake that you're going to be like, holy shit. And then also, not to be mean, you're going to get so many more questions.
Yeah.
You're going to get all these answers. And you're also going to be like, when's Yaira 4 coming out? Because I'm really upset about this, and I'm feeling a certain way about that. And I can't believe you did this. And is it real that is that? I can't, why would you? So yeah.
Yeah,
those will be your feels.
Yaira 1 and Yaira 2 were all set up for Yaira 3. Yaira 3 is the huge payoff of all payoffs, where you actually get to find out some huge lore reveals about Yaira. You had to see what perhaps she was running from, maybe get to learn some bad decisions that she's made, and some pretty harsh repercussions for her actions, which she was avoiding all up until now. And also, for you people who like Magus Numite, I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, I got nothing to say if you like Magus Numite.
Got nothing to say about Magus Numite.
But if you have watched the trailer, there's a little bit of a hint in there. And if you look at cover B, I'm not even allowed to talk about cover B.
I'm not going to repeat lines from the trailer. You're going to have to use your own ears for that. Also, those of y'all that like Stefania, you might have seen someone punch Stefania in the face again in a preview page. And there's Alpha Core. What's that mean? What's going to happen there? I don't know. It's crazy stuff is happening in this book. And that ending, we've been writing for a really long time. This is probably one of my favorite endings we've ever done of anything. It feels so like big superhero, like, oh dang, what? And I hope you guys feel oh dang what, but you're only gonna feel oh dang what if you get into the pre-order, because if you see someone else tweet it after they've already gotten their copy and you didn't read it yourself, you're gonna be like, oh dang.
And I don't think people are going to spoil it on purpose. It's just that you are going to have an emotional reaction, a strong emotional reaction to at least 3.
I don't know. I'm not going to
3
even say
things?
how many crazy things happen in this. Maybe
Man, there's that. Man, oh no, there's
yeah,
more.
Sorry,
But I can't even say numbers. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry.
we don't know how to count. We went to public school anyway. Check out the comic. It's super rad. Let us know if you do, and tag us in your reviews and your responses. We want to hear from you guys when we write these things. That's the last phase of writing something, is your guys' reaction. We're comic book nerds ourselves, so seeing you guys nerd out and being like, oh, this guy's my favorite, or a lot of weird Magus Newmite fans out there, like a lot of you guys out there, which
We're in the bugs. Kind of weird.
We just murdered
Abuela.
and everyone's like, this guy's the best. I'm like, wait, what? Anyway,
I'll say also, I think Yaira is the best written Yaira thus far.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if I'm not always, we're not always improving as artists. I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And we work really, really hard on this Yaira. And we really wanted to give you guys something special. And we want to hear how you feel about it.
Yeah.
So please pick it up.
Yeah.
And
the artwork is stupid. Deborah Carita and Jay Brown, they just knocked it out of the park with the artwork in this. Like, it goes like, this would be a $300 million movie had we tried to budget it out, but comic book. So it is comic book.
Yeah, and thank you, Eric, for giving us the nanny ship over Yaira.
Yes.
And thank you to Andrew, Caro, and Kanan, and Igor, I'm sure, was in there someplace
And
as
Marcos!
well. And Marcos, because all
course.
of you put so much effort into the books, you know? Yeah, it would, without the team, it wouldn't be as powerful as it is. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
To raise a Yaira.
It does.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, everybody obviously has their little input on everything, and that's not exclusive, obviously, to you guys. That's with us here, myself, be it Chuck, whoever's writing story. Everybody's input's valuable, and I love that we again have a very collaborative like squadron here. We're always trying to improve, keeping our ear to the streets to what the audience is saying as well. And that is what it's about. So I appreciate that. Great sell on that. Great pitch, by the way.
Thank
on Yaira number 3.
You tried.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. 3.5 hours.
Spoilers in it.
Oh, it was good. That one was the money.
All right. I just checked. 10 left. 10 books away from 8,000. We did just hit 230,000 in total sales for Yaira 3. 10 away from the big 8,000. So go grab cover A, cover D. Those are available to you. And I also just got an update as you watch me refresh this page here. I cannot say enough how big of a deal this is. Death Shroud has now hit its sales goal day 1.
Already.
Oh, day one.
Yeah, Death Shroud.
Let's go. Big shout out to Chad. You deserve it. The hardworking team. Death Shroud team between Chad, again, Cadence does some work on this, VK and Marion, the entire team. Congratulations to those. And I love this for them. I love this for obviously everybody that's involved with Represent. Alex does a lot of manning the fort there, especially with like seeing what exactly those creators want from us with Represent, nailing that down so the rest of the team can set them up for success. And that's really all we're here to do. It's a support. These are creator-owned projects. If you don't know what Represent is, I always bring this up because a lot of people maybe get confused. Like, is this part of Rippaverse? Like, no. We publish them, but they're creator-owned projects. So Death Shroud is very much Chad and his team's project. We're just publishing it, and we're just helping finish it, put it over the finish line. So that's where we're at. We have a great infrastructure here at Rippaverse, and I've discussed it many times. I think on the last stream I just talked about this with Jay, And this was the kind of bug that he put in my ear
Mm.
with Ripper saying, where he's like, man, he wanted me to do Blue, the first one, but I never, those weren't the aspirations that I had. That I didn't really create Riververse with the intention that we were going to be publishing other people's work like that. But the more time went on, obviously he kept, hey man, this would be a good idea. And then I'm also looking at the landscape. There's a big conversation happening right now in independent comics about like the approach to campaigns and funding and stuff like that. And I do recognize that that could be a shortcoming for a lot of people, not because they're trying to do anything nefarious. Some may obviously be just trying to swindle people, but for the most part, you have guys that are well intended. They're just over their heads because look, this isn't easy. To publish your own work is not an easy task to get stuff out, and also trying to be actively promoting it while getting the work done. Like that stuff is not easy, and financially, obviously, that's the most difficult part of it, and making sure that you're in the black, if you will, and not in the red, or what have you. And like with our infrastructure here, that is the whole point of Ripper Sand. That's what we're trying to do. A lot of great guys out there with aspirations. They're very creative, and we want them to just be able to focus on that while our team focuses on sending it over the finish line, and making sure the customers get their books that they love. That way, the creators, especially those like Jay, who's going to work on the next thing, he can focus on that. Focus on doing everything that he needs to create, and that way he can be like, okay, here it is. Now figure it out, and we'll make sure we take care of everything. And by the way, if you don't know, because we don't talk about it enough, it needs to be an update. Maybe I'll get Gothics to do one about all the services that we offer for Ripper Sand. We do publish, obviously. That's what you've seen from us. That said, publishing isn't the only thing that we do. Okay, everything that we offer, that we like, think of it like this: everything that comes with publishing, we offer as independent services. So, for example, if you did your own project and you funded your own project, by the way, so see somebody in chat asking about the hero stash. It's already active. Ripper Sand already has the hero stash. It's already active. But yeah, like we offer our services independently. So if you were someone that maybe funded the project yourself, you did everything, but now it's about to, you want to print and ship. That's where it will get really murky, and you don't want to handle that. You want us to handle that. We will do that, right? We will handle just fulfillment. If you just want some people to look stuff over, get it prepared for you, pre-press stuff, we can do that. Everything that will come with publishing, we offer as independent services. So do keep that in mind. You can get the full package. It's like we're doing with some of these other creators, and obviously that's on like a, we only take on projects that we know that we can or that we believe in, that we can help you out for. I would never take on a project just for the sake of it being under Ripper Sand. I would want to only take it on if it's something that we know that we can ensure you a return, right? We can or do our best. No, there's no guarantee, so I don't want to say that, but we're going to do our absolute best. And we feel very good. We feel confident. We've analyzed the market. There's a market for whatever we're selling for you. If we're going to publish your work, that's why we're selective in which works we put up. But that being said, independently, we do offer all of our services. So keep that in mind if you are a fellow creator out there. Big shout out to the Death Shroud team. Forged in Shadows Part 1, 192 pages. It hit its sales goal in one day. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to all the Riververse family that went and purchased that. This is going to be, it looks like a very, very wildly successful collection here. So thanks. Let me refresh really quick. Yaira, which again, we need to hit 8,000. 8
books
away. 8 books away. That's it. 8 books. 8 books. It's all. So go grab 8 books. Somebody can go just purchase 8 books. But seriously,
if you've already got a book,
yeah, go get a book for your book. Why not? Seriously, guys, thanks all of y'all for Yaira number 3 being the success that it has been. I cannot wait for you to read the story. I think you're going to love all the new characters that are associated with it. You're going to learn a little more about Yaira, obviously, some lore. background for us. She's a very intriguing character, but also some of these support characters I think you're going to feel some kind of way about as well. So go grab that. You can get the mass print, I believe, for just $15. You can get the mass print right now, 19 if you want to get the limited cover A done by Rini. Shout out to Irene Strakowski. She did that poster. That's actually right there, that ISOM poster. She did that as well. Love to work with her, and you should go support her independent work as well with everything that she is that she's doing. She's an awesome creator. Also offers, some great insight creatively for maybe some of you aspiring creators out there. She's someone to model after. So go check that out. We got Mr. Reese gifting again. I believe this is now his 15th.
Woo!
Thank you.
Gifted sub in this stream alone.
Go buy 8 books, Mr. Reese.
Has, yeah, that's true. That's true. You could have done that. Man. No, I know. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for that. So Patrick, Jediah, Eric, Tony, and our own Bruce, shout out, is in the chat as well. Getting Rippaverse some memberships on the YouTube side. Thank you so much for that. Big shout out to Mr. Reese. I see our man's Kanan is in the chat. Our director here at Rippaverse is here. Mr. Reese also said, we're getting Yaira's cake, referring to the Soskas comment earlier. Yeah, that is also true. That is also true. So yes, thank you all for all the support. Andrew, really quick, I know you've had a lot of involvement with some of the editorial with this book. Anything you want to leave the customers with as well to sell them on Yaira number 3?
I love when stories wrap up in such a way that they told you the story that needed to be told there, but still managed to leave you on a cliffhanger and make you really, really want to demand the next issue too. And that's what Yaira 3 does. Yaira 3 wraps up this little arc that our girl's been going through, and she goes through some stuff in this book. Make no mistake. The Soskas did not go easy on her. They turned up the heat on her in this book for sure. So if you thought for some reason that they were going easy on her in the last issue or the first issue, you're not going to be thinking that after issue 3. They leave her in a really, really interesting spot. Yaira is going to be left with some decisions going forward, and you're going to want issue 4 to come sooner rather than later.
Agreed. As far as, at least from my perspective, I couldn't be any happier. You heard me say this before with where Yaira's going. These are very unique stories. I've said it before, and the same can go for some of the other creators dealing with characters that I may have created. They're telling stories that I couldn't tell. And they're from their own unique perspective. There's a reason why the Soskas are on Yaira. And I do believe that you're going to get a lot out of Yaira number 3, or you're going to know what I mean when I say that they are a hand and glove fit for this character, her journey, where she's going to go. Again, handling some of her motivations, giving you some, because she's not just a regular character. Hey, she's super powered. No, just with everything that she has going on, the Stefania thing lingering on, but the fact that she's been around for as long as she has been on Earth, that in itself is a story. And you start to pick up on some of that. You got a little bit of glimpse into that in Yaira number 2, but you really get some more, even further perspective in Yaira number 3. And again, it couldn't be any more satisfied, happy, stoked on how Yaira 3 wraps up. And where the character is going to go. Andrew put it perfectly when he says that it wraps some things up, but it leaves you, as a good comic should, leaves you wanting more, because it opens the door for so many other things for Yaira 4, 5, and 6, and everything beyond. Ben just says in the chat that wait a minute, that's true. Cover A is sold out.
Some of y'all are too slow.
Too slow, bros.
Thank you.
Too slow. Too slow. Cover A is completely sold out. So yeah, cover D though is still available. I believe even our printed covers, we're about to run out of those. We sold so many of these. And I'm having to get the reprint for the mass print or additional copies. So yeah, that's a good problem to have. It's a great. That's the point. That's why we do the mass print copies for that exact reason. So thanks every single one of y'all for purchasing Yaira #3 as we enter into the final 3 hours of the collection. So here in a bit, we are all going to, we'll do our promo as we normally do on social media, talking about the project, having some fun with you guys. We'll see exactly where it lands. I'm on the moon, obviously, right now with everything that's happening because we got so much stuff happening with Rippaverse. Saints Ascent as our first anthology's off to a phenomenal start. Big shout out to Soskas for facilitating, really giving us the idea, and big shout out to everybody else that was a part of the project as well. All the creators that are involved, all the editors that are involved as well. Because this very much was a team effort. Igor also did a lot of heavy lifting on some of that editorial work. So big shout out. But yeah, we also have again the Ripper Zane's off to a great start. Death Shroud, as we just talked about, has hit its sales goal in 1 day. So it's just so much happening right now. We're blessed to be in the situation that we are. We're thankful that all of you still, after almost 3 years, be 3 years next month, that we've been around as a company, and you're still coming through and showing out and showing love. I thank all of y'all so much. But we're gonna go on the social media, take this part of the social media. So be sure to keep tabs on us there. We'll be talking everything that's going on with Yaira 3 as we close this bad boy out at 11 p.m. tonight, Central Time. Go grab those cover Ds and go grab any of the merchandise that's associated with the project as well. Thank you all so much for showing love. Congratulations to the Soskas for yet another successful collection here. Kudos to you, and I can't wait for you guys to get the book, do your reviews. Maybe it lands in one of our review videos as well. But be sure to tag us in all of that once you get the book, and we'll keep you guys posted on all of the fulfillment. Also, thanks to our creative manager, Andrew. He does a lot for us, always working. So, for him to jump on and jump in the stream means a lot because, again, he doesn't have to do that. I even told him that. I was like, hey, man, you don't got to come through if you don't want to, man, because I know that you're always doing a lot, bro. So I appreciate you stopping by.
I'm always happy to be here.
Appreciate you stopping by. Andrew. As well. Much love to you, and much love to all of the chat out there as well. All right, guys, we're going to bounce up out of here. We'll see you next time next week. Until next time, y'all be easy and peace out.